Hello, guys. Good evening. We have done modern world yesterday, but we are also going to do GS3 side by side because I feel GS3 is a weak area of mine. So I've taken a course, and this will be like my revision session for myself, in which I will myself revise what I've read in today's class. So today we are going to discuss about the basics of national security and the formation of the national security doctrine and why why it is important, and various other aspects related to it. All right, so let's begin now. What is national security? National security has multiple elements that we need to study about. The first is the most obvious, which is military. Then is geostrategic. Then it's food. Then it's the four E's, that is energy, ethnic, uh, economic, environmental security, and then it's cyber, health, then information, political, and then resource and disaster. These are the various elements of security. You can cite these in your answers as well. So whenever you're writing an answer, you can cite these to say that these are the various elements of national security. Now, what is a national security doctrine? So national security doctrine, whenever it's asked, you have to give a broad definition first. So it's a set of basic principles based on the core interests of the state that will shape how different elements of national power protect and further the interests of the Indian public. Basic principles to guide elements of national power to protect and further the interests of the republic. In particular, there is a need to focus on elements of strategic doctrine which will identify the general missions and basic principles. Now, why is it in the news? It's in the news because the National Security Council Secretariat is in the process of formulating a national security doctrine, is currently working on a comprehensive national security strategy in consultation with different ministries. What should a national security doctrine contain? So, what should a national security doctrine contain? National security doctrine should contain objectives, then allocation of resources, level of force employment, adversaries calculation, and adversarial risk assessment. Objectives: allocation of resources, level of force employment, adversaries calculations, and adversarial. So what is the need? So need of a national security doctrine, new domains, complexity, tech, gray zone, digital age, cyber security. Then committee, Naresh Chandra task force and Kargil review committee. Then it's necessary for efficient theaterization, strategic foresight, integrated threat perception, .5 front war. Then comprehensive national power, then comprehensive national power, then algorithmic aid to policymakers, strategic contestation. So Israel, Ukraine, Afghanistan, all these elements exist. And then finally global examples exist to implement such a thing. All right, now what will it contain? A national security doctrine will contain interests and values, strategic culture and diplomacy, communication of objectives and deterrence, which will all be periodically updated. Why has it not been done so far? So it has not been done so far because of a few reasons. So civil military relationship was not perfect, then there might be deliberate non-disclosure, there might be other elements as well, such as political hesitation, and then there's absence of cohesive effort. So this is all there is. Now what are the challenges? Challenges are poor civil military, but this has been largely corrected with the implementation of the CDS. Then there's the problem of strategic restraint, and then divergent military goals. What is divergent military goals? Because our Air Force has its own doctrine, our Navy has its own doctrine, and our Army has its own doctrine. So lack of jointness exists. The counter view is that the counter view was given by CDS General Anil Chauhan. He said that without a national security doctrine, how would we have been able to implement Article 370 revocation, Balakot strikes, or Uri surgical strikes. Now you have to add some keywords in any question about this, or in basically any of security question as well. Intensifying geopolitical contestation, threat landscape, gray zone warfare, vigilant and adaptive national security strategy need of the hour. All right. Intensifying geopolitical contestation, threat landscape, gray zone warfare, vigilant and adaptive national security strategy is the need of the hour. This is done. Now when we do the next parts, we'll do the next we'll read it some more. All right, that's it. Thank you.